Nobody does it, Bennett. Yes, I've gone and said it. Movies and games, some things that are lame. Nobody does it, Bennett. A video game, movie pitch. We'll make a film with a game as itch. Video game, movie pitch. Let's start a show. No, we're not on Twitch. A video game, movie pitch.
Hello, and welcome to Nobody Does It, Bennett, a video game movie pitch, the show where we take a video game and pitch a movie or TV show. I am your host, the Greg Bennett Experience, and tonight I'm joined by Gar-Rath as we pitch a movie or TV show for the game Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that is correct, sir.
Yep.
Affirmative.
Right, Amondo.
Gar-Rath, how are we tonight?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I'm pumped about doing Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Mass Effect, great game.
What is your history with Mass Effect, there, Gar-Rath?
I can remember all the advertisements for it when it first came out, and that was, the 360? It wasn't on PlayStation, so yeah, Xbox had it. I played it, and then I got to that planet where there's the snow, and you're on the Mako, and I just kept getting blown up, and I thought, oh, screw this, so I traded it in, and I was like, I feel really bad, because I let the game win, so eventually I ended up going back and getting it later on in the years, and then just really playing it thoroughly, enjoying it.
I think Mass Effect has that effect, funny enough though, no puns intended, but pun intended, because when I first played it too, the first hour or two of the game is the hardest to actually get into it, because when Mass Effect came out on Xbox first, it had a lot of issues with frame rate, so you wouldn't, you'd be shooting, all of a sudden you'd be freezing, and you'd be unfreezing and freezing. It gets really frustrating, and if the story doesn't grab you in the first 2 or 3 hours, you're kind of like, meh, the gameplay is not worth it. Once you really get into the story, that's when you go, damn, this game's really good.
The storyline is amazing.
It takes a while to get into it, though.
It does.
Well, for me, cinematic games is what I love. I love movie games, almost like ones where you have choices and you kind of go along with the story. Mass Effect isn't that game, but it has that kind of choice options to it that I really love. You can kind of determine and just kind of create your own story.
And building relationships with your teammates are not just for being there, you have to build relationships for them to trust you, and depending on certain outcomes and all that, it just pays off. You're actually building a relationship with these people. Yeah,
it's one of the few games too where the side missions are almost just as fun as the main mission.
Oh yeah, I usually do all the side missions, and then eventually I'll do the main thing. But you sort of got to do the main thing to get to a lot of the other side missions, so it's sort of a bit of both, but yeah, the side missions are really good.
Mass Effect was a game that dropped on Xbox first, like you said. Believe it or not, it was an Xbox and PC exclusive for a number of years, before eventually releasing on PlayStation. I wasn't sure what to make of it at first, as we discussed. After playing it for a few hours, I was hooked. The branching story and choices makes for a compelling experience, not to mention all the great characters. Garrus is my boy! Good old Garrus. I love Garrus.
He's in every single one.
He's one of the most popular characters.
Yeah. I mean, in the, what is it? I think Mass Effect 3? Yeah, no Krogans are on your team at all.
Not even Hollywood Hulk Krogan?
No, brother. Well, if he was, you'd take over the whole game and then want a pay rise, and you'd be like, what's going on?
Well, that's why the genophage came in the first place, because Hulk Hogan was taken over.
Yeah, it's like, brother. Listen here, brother. I want the whole world, brother.
If you could go into Mass Effect and create your own, because we were talking about off the air the other day about how it'd be cool for the next Mass Effect game that you can actually have a alien as your character. Yeah. Would you create Hulk Hogan?
Well, probably will now. The thing is, I don't think you can give them moustaches, but I'd definitely try.
Maybe you could in the new ones.
It'll be hilarious. They have this over-tanned Krogan going around and go, lead, brother, I'm going to pump you full of lead, brother.
And it'd be cool if you had the light side. You're all red and yellow, but as soon as you start making bad choices, you went all NWO.
Yeah, pretending you can e-guitar everywhere.
Anyway, so So what we're doing tonight, Gar-Rath, is we're going to be going through Mass Effect, a little bit of the history of it, but most importantly, we're going to try and pitch a movie or a TV show out of this.
We are?
We are.
I didn't sign up for this. I'm going home. See you later.
It's going to have a mass effect on our decisions. What we'll do as well is, first off, we'll cast. We've got a bunch of cast options in front of us. We're just going to pretty much do Shepard and his crew.
Yeah, this was hard.
There's so many. But we've also decided doing for the casting, we're going to have a female and a male version of Shepard. They can be brother and sister. They can be husband and wife. They can be two strangers of the same name, Shepard. Yeah, we're going to have two Shepards because in the game, it's like you can be the female Shepard, you can be the male Shepard. How would you make a show or movie about it with that kind of options? It's like, why not have both?
Yeah, because it's going to upset someone. Oh, hang on, why is it only just a male Shepard? And then, oh, we've got a female. Well, how come it's only female Shepard? So having them both, like you said, like over brother or sister or husband or wife, I think combination would be quite good.
Also, there's complete strangers named Shepard. Like, it reminds me of Die Hard. There's Agent Johnson and Special Agent Johnson. No relation.
Oh, they're just a bunch of Johnsons, mate. Couple of dicks.
You could have a Commander Shepard and Special Agent Commander Shepard. No relation. Mass Effect is an action role-playing game developed by BioWare. They've made some really good games in the past. I love Knights of the Old Republic.
I think they're bringing a new one of those out too.
Yeah, they're remaking Knights of the Old Republic. I love Knights of the Old Republic. So, originally released for the Xbox 360 in 2007. A whole now, 15 years ago. Doesn't feel that old.
No, well, the Xbox still held up when the PS4 and all that came out.
Well, you think, Mass Effect 2007, the equivalent of that would have been 92. And the difference in graphics between Mass Effect and like Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega, not Genesis, but Sega Mega Drive, is a huge step.
It is.
But now you look at today, it's like, is the leap as big? I don't know.
Graphically, I think yes. Gameplay and story-wise, I think a lot of people sort of not doing a good storylines in a lot of games these days. They're going more graphics, multiplayer.
I think online's a lot of it too. A lot more online capabilities. Let's go online and play with other people, which a standalone story is getting harder and harder to find.
Yeah, well, that's why Elden Ring that just recently came out. That's great, even though I swear at it a lot.
It's so good, I get angry at it
all the time. Yeah, it's got a good storyline and there's a lot to do in it, and yeah, you can have multiplayer to it, but it's not the main feature sort of thing.
Reminds me of the new Matrix Resurrections film, except for it hasn't got a good story and it isn't well acted, and it's not very good. But other than that, it reminds me of Matrix Resurrections.
In what aspect?
I just wanted to bring up and say how much I didn't like Matrix Resurrections. It is the first game in...
Is that the new one that came out?
Yeah, it's not great.
Oh.
Right, so it is the first game in the Mass Effect series. It is the first game in the Mass Effect series and takes place within the Milky Way galaxy in the year 2183, where civilization is threatened by a highly advanced machine race known as the Reapers. The player assumes the role of Commander Shepard, or Shepards in our situation here. Shepard. An elite human soldier who must stop a rogue agent from carrying out the Reapers' galactic invasion. The game involves completing multiple quests that generally involve space exploration, squad and vehicular combat.
The bad dude, is that Saris?
Saren.
Saren, yeah.
His name's Saren. And he's a bad dude. He's a bad Turian.
The thing is, you don't know about the Reapers until later on.
Yeah, halfway through the game you find out. And it's like a, whoa. Okay, it's like a whole Event Horizon. It reminds me of that, how the ship's alive.
Oh, yeah, because it goes to hell or something. They get the portal to hell to it, so it gets pretty much possessed.
And the ship's alive. Also, the TV show Lex, I'm pretty sure the ship's alive.
Yeah, that TV show was weird.
Anyway, planned as the first chapter of a trilogy, Mass Effect was developed over the course of 3.5 years and uses the Unreal Engine 3, which we're up to 5 now. I think 5 just got released.
Yeah, it looks amazing in there. And I think in that new engine it's going to look really good.
Like, including that new Matrix. That new Matrix demo. Now the movie Resurrection's like, okay, man. But the new demo for the Matrix, that experience, that looked amazing. It used Unreal Engine 3 as a groundwork. It was designed so that the player would assume the role of a central character that could make important decisions and impact the story of the game in numerous ways.
Shepard.
The combat was designed to offer the tactics and customization of a role-playing game, but through a simpler and real-lifetime third-person shooter interface. In 2008 and 2009, 2 downloadable content packs that included new missions to the base game were released. The new Mass Effect, like the Ultimate Trilogy or so, came out last year. Came out re-released, or remastered, sorry. I think it had all the DLCs with it too, because there was a couple of missions in those games. I'm like, huh,
Yeah.
I remember this.
I don't remember doing this.
It's cool. Like, it was one in, I think, Mass Effect 2 where, spoiler alert for Mass Effect 2, but the Normandy crashes in the first part of that, and you get remade. In that game, you can actually visit the crash site at the Normandy, and I never could do that before. I was like, huh, that's cool.
Was that the one that you did as douchebag Shepard?
No, I wasn't Toolbag Shepard then.
Oh, Toolbag. I thought you douche. I keep calling you douchebag Shepard.
My created character, Toolbag Shepard, who made all the wrong decisions, he was in the original Mass Effect games. In the remastered, I went back to Phoenix Shepard, my female soldier. If you like what you hear or have questions for the show, who knows? It might be about Mass Effect or Matrix Resurrections now I've ventured it. Well, you can by going to the Nobody Does It Bennett Facebook page. You can also hit us up on the Twitter at NobodyDIBennett. Or you can email us at nobodydoesitbennett@outlook.com. That's a Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's. If you're looking for the show, you can find it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or go into the website nobodydoesitbennett.buzzsprout.com. Right, Gar-Rath, shall we cast our Mass Effect projects?
No.
Shall we cast our Mass Effect projects?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Just
yeah.
buffering, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's cast Mass Effect.
Nobody Does It Bennett. A video game movie pitch.
With our casting, we've decided to have a male and female Shepard. Me and Gar-Rath agreed upon this before starting.
We did a gentleman's handshake and had pistols in the morning.
We did a wrestling contract signing. We looked both each other in the eyes as we signed the piece of paper. Yeah, and one of us went through the table. We're not going to say which one. Right, so in case anyone's wondering, why are they casting 2 Shepards? Because we can and we will.
Yeah.
That's right. It's our decision. We're doing it,
Yeah,
right?
if you want to complain about it, go to his Twitter.
If you're upset about me casting 2 Shepards, well, you can go to someone else's podcast. Right. Right, Gar-Rath, in front of us, we have some pieces of paper here with some names attached, which could be our cast for Mass Effect. For the Shepards, since we're casting a male and a female, should we start with a male Shepard and go through our options from there?
Yeah, okay.
So for your first option is Commander Shepard, male version.
Matt Damon.
In my pitch, I've got Mr. Shepard and Miss Shepard. Yep. So for Mr. Shepard, who was your first option for casting, Gar-Rath?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Oh, okay.
I actually meant Matt Damon.
I thought you were just randomly saying Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Why do you think Matt Damon would be a good choice?
Because he's done a lot of, you got the Jason Bourne movies and all that, and he's pretty good at those, and they were kind of like a series. And he's getting older in his days, so he probably want to sort of do more of a casual role, like a TV series or something like that. The Martian. He was great in that movie.
I love The Martian.
And he was so good in that movie. I mean, I know he gets crapped on a lot, but I think he would be good as a Commander Shepard.
I think he would be too. I think he'd actually bring a lot of, he's always a very smart actor.
Yeah.
And he's also been in the Bourne series, so he knows how to fight. So
he knows how to fight, knows how to use guns, so he's got that.
And he's a charmer. Like you see in The Martian, he's very charming.
Yeah, and comical. So, because Mass Effect's not just a serious role, there's so much comical stuff in it.
He ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, it's a good choice. I just thought I'd ask why to see if you knew why, and you did. You've answered the question. Right, my first choice for Mr. Shepard in the Mass Effect TV show or movie, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Because it's a video game property, so Henry Cavill's got to be considered. I think every time we just bring out Henry Cavill, he's got the classic sci-fi kind of captain looks, It looks like maybe he'd be a better Will Shatner.
I mean, he would be, but it just depends on how busy he is.
Well, yes. Well, the thing is about this is if we're making a movie or TV show, he could always film it in between different times of when he's doing other things.
Yeah.
He's not doing Superman at the moment. He's got time. I'm sorry, that's harsh. But Henry...
He's doing The Witcher, but...
he's just so good.
I know there was another game that he did.
He had a script for Mass Effect on something. He was saying he was reading something for Mass Effect 1, so he's already, keen to do it.
That's right. I have a feeling... Yeah, I think you're right. I'm sure he was reading something about it.
Yeah, so that's another reason why I put him as first choice.
Yeah, he would be very good. I'd be happy with him.
Your second choice, Gar-Rath?
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. Otherwise known as Jim from The Office.
Yeah.
Yep, he's very good.
Yeah, I thought he'd be quite good. You know, even though he did the comedy role, you know, he did A Quiet Place. He's also does directing and all that because he directed A Quiet Place, and he likes a lot of that sort of stuff because he also wants to be Mr. Fantastic for the Fantastic. So I thought, yeah, it'd be good for him to do something cool like this.
Yeah, you're right. He's what the fans want, like in the fan cast in the voice of Mr. Fantastic. Yeah. Do you know he was also the one that missed out on the role of Captain America to Chris Evans?
And he's got a good build. He's stocky. He's quite tall. Yeah, I mean, you could always get...
And not to be blunt, but he's married.
Yeah, well, think about it. You could get him and have Emily Blunt as female Shepard.
Oh, you gave away my pun. Yeah.
Well, you just wait. You just wait.
Yeah, you could have Emily Blunt. Could be a 2-package deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good idea too. Yeah. It's like, we can't get Emily Blunt. Get Jim. And then we'll get Emily.
Yeah. Well, she's a redhead.
Fair enough.
Yep.
My second option for Mr. Shepard in Mass Effect Gar-Rath, John Hamm. He's the guy from Mad Men.
Oh, yeah.
He's also another guy who looks very classical kind of Hollywood looks. He hasn't really done many action roles, but I think he could do it. But yeah, John Hamm, you know, he's also been in Wet Hot American Summer. I think he's in a prequel series to that where they come back and play the younger versions themselves 10 years later. So yeah, he's he can be charming, as Mad Men showed you. Yep. He can be suave. So he's my second choice. Have you got a third choice, sir, for Mr. Shepard?
Hayden Christensen.
Oh, yeah. No, I like that.
I would like to, because I think...
I don't hate that.
I think he would be good, because he's done Star Wars, but it will give him more of maybe a little bit more opportunity for him to express his actor skills, because in Star Wars I felt he had to hold back a lot and he had to be such a dry character as Anakin, but I think if he was be a little bit more freer with his acting, he'd be really good. Yeah,
I think George Lucas really made it to the point where he had to be wooden, because you got to remember, people go, oh, he's very wooden in Star Wars. He's trying to play a Jedi who's not supposed to show any emotion. And the fact that he has those absurd cartoonish anger and stuff is because it's breaking out of him. It's like if you held in your anger for like 10, 15 years and all of a sudden, boom, you just can't hold it in anymore. It's going to come out like a complete crazy person. It kind of does.
He's coming back for Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Oh, he is.
Yeah, for Darth Vader, so...
And he's good in Jumper.
He's good in Jumper, yeah.
Jumper's good.
He's a good actor. It's just, I think... Everyone just remembers him for Star Wars, and it's like, well, he had to be like that, and it kind of made it didn't really give him much, you know, to express how he is as an actor.
I'm going to tell you what, too. It's definitely in my top 3 movies. Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
I love Revenge of the Sith. That whole fight scene at the end, he has a lot of memes to it. Some great memes, actually. Some fantastic memes. But there's so much in that movie. Is the start scene where they're changing the Chancellor and having that whole, like, space battle. There's... him and Dooku and stuff's really cool. Yeah. Even having like Yoda versus the Emperor fight. Yeah. And of course, Obi-Wan versus Anakin.
And not much Jar Jar.
And not much Jar Jar.
No.
So like, it's got everything. Even has Padme dying because her heart's broken.
Yeah, in a bush. Yeah. There's a bush in there somewhere, I can tell you.
Revenge of the Sith, I think is one of the better Star Wars films.
Oh, yeah.
So Hayden Christensen, well done.
Yeah.
And, you know, if he gets hired, welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome.
Or the movie.
Handshake, smack on the bum, all that jazz.
Yeah, but also it'd be a good chance to have him in another sci-fi film or TV show where he doesn't have to play Anakin.
Yeah.
He's freer, like you say.
Yeah, well, because Shepard had, like, you know, all the emotions. He wasn't robotic.
Oh, he could show emotion. Mm-hmm. And so can Anakin. Or Hayden Christensen. Right, my third choice... for Mr. Shepard. Mr. Shepard is someone that's already been cast in a video game movie pitch before. Actually, we confirmed his casting way back in the very first episode of a video game movie pitch as Nathan Drake. My third option is Mr. Supernatural himself, Jensen Echols.
Oh, yeah.
He's got, again, all my guys have a similar thing. They've got the kind of Hollywood suave look to them. He would be cheaper because he's a TV actor. I'm thinking like a producer, he'd be cheaper. Again, he's got it all. He can do action, like shown in Supernatural. Yep. He's got that comedy that we've seen like in behind the scenes or even on screen for Supernatural. And he's got the charm. He's in The Boys coming up. He's going to play Soldier Boy, not the rapper who makes those really bad versions of Nintendo consoles. Like the original hero, I believe.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Captain America type thing.
Yeah. So... you know, when he's not doing The Boys, because obviously Eric Kripke did The Boys, who's making The Boys, also created Supernatural. I think that was the link between them there. Yeah, Jensen Echols. I think it would be a good choice. So out of our choices, sir, do you have one that you want to nominate? I think it's between Henry Cavill and Matt Damon. Those are the two I pick. It's a question like, I would actually be more wanting to go more towards Matt Damon. Yeah. Because Cavill's already done a lot of video game things.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Matt Damon doing something, because he hasn't done a lot lately.
No.
I think I'd like to see him in it. Yeah. And I think he would do a good job. That's the other thing you got to look at. Will they do a good job? And I think he would do a good job.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to confirm Matt Damon, actually. I think it's a really good, solid choice. So for Mr. Shepard, I'll put down the bottom here, Mr. Shepard confirmed, is going to be Matt Damon.
And I'm talking the human version of him, not the puppet.
Okay, and I might change my mind then.
Oh.
I thought it was going to be that beautiful puppet.
Gosh darn.
It also brings a lot of marketing. Like, if you have Matt Damon on the show, everyone's like, damn, I'm going to come watch this.
Oh, I wonder what this is going to be like, yeah.
Right, so now we've cast Mr. Shepard. Let's cast Miss Shepard. Since you went first, I'm going to go first this time, sir.
Ah, damn you.
Ha 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 ha. Ho ho, my plan all along.
Man.
My first choice, who's someone who's never been in a film before, really, is very unknown, has definitely never won an Oscar, and yeah, is not in half the movies in Hollywood.
Will Smith.
My first choice for Miss Shepard is Emma Stone.
Who the hell is that?
Yeah, exactly, see? She hasn't been in Easy A, Superbad, the Spider-Man series, was it that really bad movie Aloha, La La Land? So many.
I was just thinking of La La Land.
Cruella as well.
Oh, yes. She's quite good in Cruella.
Yeah, so I haven't watched that. I've got it on my pile of things to watch, but, you know, only got so much time.
He's not lying. It is a pile. It's like a fucking gopher's come in and just built this anthill or something going on there.
Sometimes I'll buy a movie and go, yeah, I look forward to seeing that in 3 years.
Have I got that movie? Oh, yeah, some here.
Can I borrow that film of yours? Yeah, sure thing. Just unwrap it first.
Like all your South Park.
Yeah, so Emma Stone is my first choice. We don't have to say much else. She's a great actress. Yeah. I think she'd filled that role because the role of Miss Shepard is she has to be as commanding as the Mr. Shepard. She has to be in equal footing with Matt Damon. So I think Emma Stone could do that. She could go toe-to-toe with him and not like feel like she's a secondary character to him.
Yeah.
Have you got the first choice, sir, for Miss Shepard?
Well, I'm going to change the way I've got mine sort of written out here. But I'm going to go with Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff, she's a great sci-fi actress.
Yeah, she's pretty much in everything.
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
And Battlestar Galactica. She was on Longmire as well, too. A Montana town thing.
So she's not unfamiliar with it. And she seems to be, part of that sort of universe. So
that's a good, solid choice. Katie Sackhoff, that's good. I can't say much more else because, she is like
she's like the queen of sci-fi, eh?
It's the queen of sci-fi, really. So, wouldn't be a bad step.
Shout out to Dan.
There you go, Dan. There you go. My second choice for an actress is someone that, she's done a lot of Netflix stuff lately, but she's great everything I see her. Like, whenever I see her on a trailer, I always just go, she's so good. My second choice is Kristen Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Veronica Mars.
Yeah.
I think she could be interesting and she'd be a very smart-assy kind of Miss Shepard, but I like that.
At least she's not trying to start up cults like her friends.
Yeah, and who knows? Again, kind of like your package did before, maybe we can get Dax Shepard to play a minor role.
Yeah, he can be like Garrus or something.
No, not Garrus. I said a minor role. Garrus is the man. He's my boy.
No, he could be the guy in the bar.
He could be the guy holding the drink for Garrus.
Oh, no, he can be the, whatever his name is, the council guy. He's a dickhead.
The ambassador.
It begins with you. There's a D in there somewhere.
There you go, Dax Shepard.
Shout out to Dax Shepard.
There you go.
Yeah, I forgot all about you, mate.
Anyway, so Christian Bale's my second choice. Have you got a third choice? Oh, sorry, have you got a second choice, sir?
Let's go with Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt? Well, why not? She was already... Her husband was considered for the role, but we said no, so...
Sorry, sir. You're just too fantastic.
Emily Blunt, obviously, is a top actress.
Yeah.
She says she doesn't want to be involved in superhero films. I'm not sure this class is because it's more a video game, but it might be hard to get without John Krasinski in there. I like her, though. So my third choice for Miss Shepard is someone that you'll go, wow, okay, did not expect that. But I think she'd be really good.
Britney Spears.
Her... that'd be interesting. No. You've thrown me off. No, she had a kid though with someone who is known for a very, very iconic role now. She was huge in the 90s because she's on a TV show on that did really
Sabrina?
well. No, it's not Melissa Joan Hart. This person,
Pamela Anderson.
no, is Michelle Williams. She was on Dawson's Creek, of course. She was in the Venom movies that came out, Let There Be Carnage and Venom. She had a kid with Heath Ledger before he died tragically in 2008. I think her daughter's name is Matilda. Yeah, so she hasn't been in lots lately that I've seen, but she's always great. I think she's very good, and she's someone that could be very authority.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to have someone as Shepard, I think you got to have that authority feel to you. I think she could pull that off. So she's my third choice. Have you got a third choice, sir?
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams?
Yeah. I thought it would be cool to see her in something like that.
Yeah, she could fit that really well.
Yeah.
You know, Lois Lane, she had the spunk for that. Yeah. She look as well, so.
And she can be quite authoritative. You know, like, won't take crap from people type thing. Yeah.
No, that's a good choice.
And she's hot.
Yeah. She's got fiery red hair.
I'm every time I see her, I'm like, hey.
You're enchanted. There you go. That's one for the Enchanter fans. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Dan.
So out of those three choices, sir, do you have anyone you want to consider?
Katie Stackoff would be a strong choice, but I wouldn't mind seeing, Emma Stone.
The thing is, with Emma Stone, it should be hard to get if it's a TV show, but I think you could get it there still.
Well, a lot of actors are doing them now. Like, high-profile actors are doing TV shows because, you know, they're getting a good check coming in, and it's not such hard work.
I would probably go, but I'm just picking this basis more of my pitch than probably off anything else. I would probably pick Katie Sackhoff because she's closer to age to Matt Damon
Yeah,
than what Emma Stone is. Emma Stone is probably like 15 years younger.
yeah.
So I'm going to say Katie Sackhoff for me, unless you want to go.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with Katie Stackoff because I think also, realistically, she'd probably be a lot happier to do it because it seems like she enjoys sci-fi stuff.
She'd understand the role straight away.
And it'll be good to have her in it. And she's done, like, as Bo-Katan, she's kind of like a leader role, a soldier, general type thing. So I think she'll just slot in quite well.
Plus, she'd get the Jensen Echols treatment. She'll be cheaper to get to.
Yep. And Dan would be happy. Shout out to Dan again.
There you go, Dan. Shout out, we confirmed it. Shout out to Dan.
Shout out to Dan.
Right. So now that we've got Matt Damon and Katie Sackhoff cast as their Shepards.
Matt.
Now, time to move on to Garrus Vagarian, otherwise known as just Garrus, my boy. My boy Garrus.
Oh, this was hard for me.
It was, but this one was a different one for me to pick because this person's not going to be, you're not going to see their face.
No, it's just the voice actor.
It's pretty much the voice, but also they could be mocapped.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's just going to be a voice.
So who have you got as your first choice, sir, for Garrus?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba would be amazing. I could see him as very much a Garrus. And
He's got a deep, commanding voice.
he does actually have a deep commanding voice, you're right. It's like, would you keep the British?
No, he would have to try and do something.
I think the British would work.
It would work, but he would have to, because they'd robotic it up a bit.
Robotnik it up. Sonic 2, he's in that. Yeah.
Because Garrus sort of talks like he's robotic, you know, it's got a robotic sort of tone to his voice. And I could just see Idris Elba's voice being part of it.
I like it, but I think Garrus isn't someone who lets his presence known when he walks into a room, and I think Idris Elba would. If you see him almost, you'd be like, I'm Garrus, look at me, because of my voice that commands.
Yeah.
So I can see that, but it's a very good choice. But it's not, I'm just picking holes because I want to try and find someone that I've got on my list.
Well, we've only picked on people on my list, haven't we? Just realised it.
Just joking. No, I like Idris Elba. Anything he's in, I'm going to watch. I want him to be Bond. I don't care if it's only for 1 or 2 films.
Yeah, I'd
Just
like to
pick
see
him.
him Bond. I mean, because it's going to get to the point it's going to be too late because he's going to be too old.
Well, look at Liam Neeson. He's still making those damn stupid same movies about ice and terrorists, like in 4 or 5 different films now.
I know, it's like, hang on, am I watching Taken? No, this is like Taken.
A script will come to Liam Neeson. Has it got a train in it? No. Is it about snow? No. Has it got terrorists? No. Then why am I interested? Those are the only 3 things I'm interested in.
He'd be a good Garrus.
Yeah, it could be interesting. My first option for Garrus is Pierce Brosnan. I think it could be an interesting Garrus. He's kind of a guy that's seen it, because Garrus is kind of a guy who's seen everything and kind of is almost like sick of how the world is.
And he's quite soft-spoken too.
He is, and I think Pierce Brosnan would be that way.
Yeah.
He'd bring a lot over with his voice. He could fit that kind of character of Garrus. Anyway, so you've got a second choice, sir, for Garrus.
Yeah, so like I said, Garrus was a I don't know why I just couldn't think of many people. I went with Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Maybe just he could try and change his voice up a bit for it.
Well, he's a master of voice acting, obviously, as the Joker. Yeah. He's in a little sci-fi film called Star Wars as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a good connection. I like that.
Yeah, I saw maybe Mark Hamill, because he likes his voice acting and that.
We could do mocap too, I think, because, you know, they always talk about when he did the Batman the Animated series, he would always stand up and be very animated, so the mocap would work for that too. My second choice for Garrus, I'm running with the James Bond theme again,
Oh, man.
is Daniel Craig. I think Daniel Craig could bring an attitude that would be interesting for Garrus.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I could see him as like, just of his voice as well. I was like, oh, I could see that as Garrus.
Yeah.
So Daniel Craig, of course, he's been James Bond. He's also in Knives Out. I think he's great in Knives Out as the detective in that. Another one coming out soon on Netflix. Yeah, I think they did a deal where he got like, he's getting paid like $100 million or something to do a couple of sequels. You know, life's good for Daniel Craig, but maybe it could be better if he comes into Mass Effect. So Daniel Craig is my second choice. Have you got a third choice, sir? For
No.
No third choice?
I couldn't think of anyone, eh?
I've got a third choice for someone who's hasn't done a lot lately. Again, he was in our Uncharted video game movie pitch as well. Ross cast him or something. And I was like, actually, that guy hasn't been around for a while, but if he came back and you have him in this kind of role, like, damn, where have you been? It's been like 10 years. Yeah. My choice, or third choice for Garrus, is Clive Owen. I think he'd be a very interesting Garrus, because he's someone who obviously hasn't been in the spotlight for a little while, and he's got a very interesting voice.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. It might give him another kick in his pants for people to get him into stuff.
Yeah, and he's not doing much, so therefore he's free.
Yeah, I like that. I like Clive Owen.
As Garrus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with that one?
We'll go with Clive Owen. Yeah, he's on my list, so I like him.
Yeah, I'll go with him. He's on.
I was like, no, I'm like, no, I don't want him. I never wanted him. Why'd you even mention him? I just thought if I mentioned him, they wouldn't be picked. The next character we're going to cast, Gar-Rath, is Tali Zara. She's an interesting character because she doesn't actually take off her mask ever, because if she does, she dies.
Oh, there's a part when she does take off her mask.
Is it? I haven't seen that part.
Yeah.
I got to go back and play that game again.
It's I think it's the third game.
Okay.
Yeah, she takes her mask off.
Okay, interesting. So my first choice for Tali Zara is someone who's been in Knives Out and No Time to Die recently. She was in a movie with Ben Affleck recently where she was playing his wife that was sleeping around them. She's Cuban, so that's why I thought she'd have a very interesting accent. And Tali has an accent in this game. My first option is Ana de Armas.
Damn it, I forgot about her.
Yeah, she's so good.
She's good. I can picture her and her voice. I can picture it.
Yeah, as Tali.
It's almost, I just want to go, yes, just go with that.
We'll find out other options first anyway, but
Yeah, I forgot about her.
Ana de Armas is my first choice.
I think she'd be fantastic.
I think she'd be perfect too. Have you got a first choice, sir? Good luck filling that up.
I went with Sasha Banks.
Okay, yep. She's been in Star Wars. Yeah. And also wrestling, of course, as well. Yeah. She's a wrestler, a WWE superstar.
WWE.
Is she really Snoop Dogg's niece?
Yes. Her wrestling career is kind of odd at the moment. So I'm kind of glad she's sort of expanding from into like Mandalorian. So I wouldn't mind giving her a chance to try and sort of be more of a substantial character.
I can see that, but also I can see that you don't know what she could bring. Yeah. In a series like Mass Effect or TV show or movie, would she have enough character to be able to act without actually seeing her face?
Yeah, I reckon she could.
Okay.
You give it a go, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you can always try it out.
Yeah, could always banks on her.
Yeah.
My second choice for Tali, she's an actress that's been in things like Girl with the Red Dragon Tattoo and in the prequels to Alien.
I know what you mean.
Prequels to Alien Prometheus. My second choice is Naomi Rapace. I thought she also, again, should bring an interesting kind of aspect to the role.
That's another one I forgot about.
I went for people who have great accents.
Yeah, well, for me, I don't know. I just found it so hard to cast people for this.
Well, that's half the battle, isn't it? Yeah. Other half is actually battling because it's Mass Effect.
No, it's G.I. Joe.
Oh, gosh. It's close right
That's
now.
half the battle, mate.
Yeah, it's massively affecting me now. Yeah. So Naomi Rapace, yeah, it's my second choice. Have you got a third choice? My second choice, sorry?
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got good acting chops, that woman. Yeah, she's done some stuff.
Yeah, no, I can see it. Especially if she'd want to take the role without actually being showing her face off. You know, she might want the Sylvester Stallone treatment in Judge Dredd.
Let's be honest. If this is a TV series, I'll get their face out. Because look at the Halo one. Master Chief never takes his helmet off. First blimmin' episode takes his helmet off. And I'm like, come on. I was like, it's part of that universe, but it's going to be an alternative universe. That's why they go, it's based. They'll have in their contract that they've got to get their face out somehow. They could have it clear so you can see her face underneath. But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. My third choice for Tali is someone who I've only seen her in one thing before, but I thought she was very good in it. She's in the latest Suicide Squad film. Her name is Daniela Melchior.
Is she
She's the rat catcher.
rat catcher? Yeah.
Yeah, she plays the rat catcher. And I thought she had a very, very interesting accent. One that I thought kind of reminded me of Tali.
You know, my character choice is terrible.
Oh, terrible difference. You didn't think of exotic accents. I was always thinking of exotic accents. Yeah, that's fine. You got some pretty good talent on that sheet, sir. I mean, if anyone that says Anne Hathaway is not worth being on that list, then goddamn them. You know, she's Catwoman. Have you got a third choice, sir?
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
She hasn't done much at all.
She had Ninja Turtles.
Yes, she did.
I think she's going out Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, the poor thing.
So she needs a break from something.
Yeah.
She needs to get away.
I think she needs... Because she can act. She actually is a good actress. She just doesn't get a chance because she's typecast. And this would be a good way because it won't be going on by her looks. It'll be going on her acting skills. And you won't be able to really see her face and everything because she'll be under a suit.
Be interesting in terms of she can do an interesting accent. No one would pick her and go, oh, who is that really good actress? And I go, it's Megan Fox. Oh, okay, damn, snap. All right. And that could be, a good way to bring it back in. It's kind of like with Vin Diesel with Groot. It's like, who the heck does Groot? It's Vin Diesel. Say, what? Vin Diesel's Groot? All right. I've got more respect for him now. Not for his family, though. Not for family.
She was in Jonah Hex. And I thought she was really good in that.
Yeah, Jonah Hex got a lot of crap when it came out, but I actually secretly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. And I thought, oh, Megan Fox is quite good in this.
Did give him powers for some reason, but otherwise, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
That's my three choices, sir. Have you got someone you want to bring forward? I will probably go with Anna de Armas.
Yeah, I'm going with yeah. As soon as you said her, I was like, oh, no, I can see it. Her voice is almost bang on.
Perfect.
To her, yeah.
And she could do the physicality. She showed you in James Bond and stuff. She could do some physical stuff. Moving on. Our next character is Caden Alinko.
Yep.
We've got him here, Caden Alinko. Have you got a first choice for Caden? Yes, sir.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, Mandalorian himself.
I thought he would be quite good and quite cocky and quite charismatic. And Caden was very cocky and charismatic. I thought he was very, very good character, and I think Pedro would be great at it.
And you can never have too much Pedro. No. You know, things could be good, but they could be better. She was in Wonder Woman when he said that?
Yeah. I think he's a very versatile actor. I think he'd be really good.
Yep, no, there's not much more you can say about that. Pedro's obviously in The Last of Us coming out next year as well, so he's already involved in video game adaptations, so, he's already ready to go.
It seems like he's just enjoying his whatever he does.
My first choice is someone you're going to go, what? Why would you? I think it'd be really good, because he's someone who hasn't been seen for a while, but damn, I loved him back in the 90s. And I think he's been doing a kids show recently, but I always wanted to go, if you got a serious role, I think he could do really well. My first choice for Caden is Wilmer Vanderrama, otherwise known as Fez, from that 70s show. And I thought he'd be a really good Caden.
Yeah, he would. Easy, cheap.
Yeah. He's got the Jensen Echols treatment, he's cheap. Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to see him after all this time, and I think it'd be a really interesting role for him. He's also Handy Manny. That's why I think he's a kid TV show. I'm pretty sure he's the voice of Handy Manny. Wilmer Valderrama is my first choice.
Yeah, I like that one.
Have you got a second choice, sir?
Sebastian Stan.
All right, we're going to have to cast Sebastian Stan.
Oh, have you got Sebastian Stan?
Because he looks like Caden.
He looks like Caden.
So Sebastian Stan, obviously Sebastian Stan is Winter Soldier. He's also been recently in Pam and Tommy as Tommy Lee, and he's actually very good in that. Yeah. For Sebastian Stan, yeah, I'm always happy to have him in there. And yeah, when I watched the video of the game, I was like, Caden looks a bit like Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, he was my second choice, Sebastian Stan. Do you have any other choices while we go through?
No, that was it. I couldn't think of anything. If you didn't have Sebastian Stan, I probably would have gone with your dude.
With Wilma?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been interesting, but again, you don't know what you're going to get with the mother.
Yeah, and Sebastian Stan is quite stocky and everything at the moment, and he's done Winter Soldier, so he's got that build in the military sort of training type thing when he's done the Winter Soldier fighting, so he knows how to do the fighting sequences.
Yeah, and Caden's almost a cookie cutter kind of propaganda soldier. Like, this is what they want. And I think Sebastian Stan can play that. My third choice for an actor for Caden, if we hadn't already confirmed Sebastian Stan, was Aaron Taylor-Johnson. Kick-ass.
Oh, yeah.
He's also been a military guy in Godzilla. He has that kind of right build now, but he would have been my third choice, but I don't think he'd been as strong as Sebastian Stan.
No, I think Sebastian Stan would be good.
Yeah, I think he's the perfect choice. Hence, we both had him.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Sebastian Stan, congratulations in getting the role. Our next character, her contempt for aliens is quite well known in the movie. Sorry, in the video game. So yeah, Ashley Williams is the next person we're casting.
The funny thing is, I never really talked to her much in the game.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until you mentioned it that when I played it just recently, I was like, oh my god, she's shocking. Yeah, because she was quite happy to shoot old Rex.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So Ashley Williams, my first choice to play Ashley Williams, is someone that you'll like, but then also could be detested as well when you say stuff. Detested, it's funny I say that because her name is Tessa Thompson. She's also been, obviously, in Men in Black International. She's in Thor Ragnarok. I thought she'd be an interesting choice to play Ashley, but also play one where you end up maybe not liking her so much.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I thought Tessa Thompson would be my first choice. Yeah. Have you got a first choice, sir, for Ashley Williams?
Kobe Summers.
Oh, is it Colby? Colby?
Yeah,
Is it from How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, and Maria Hill. That's it.
She's great as Maria Hill.
Yeah.
When she was cast, Maria Hill was like the lady from How I Met Your Mother. And then when I watched it, I was like, damn, no, that's a good call. Yeah. She's good. She's commanding without being arrogant. She's the perfect right-hand man for someone like Nick Fury. So no, good call. My second choice is someone who's been cast a lot already on video game movie pictures, but she's just really good, so I always like to put her in here. Samara Weaving.
Oh, yes.
I thought she could be a good Ashley Williams. She could be all lovey and sweet looking, but then she could also be a real piece of work. So she was my second choice. She's obviously been in Guns Akimbo. She was in Bill and Ted Face the Music. Been in quite a few different things. And I thought maybe she should play this. So that's my second choice.
I don't have one.
That's cool. No, that's right.
There's a tough role, that one.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you've got to have someone that's likable but not going to be likable at the same time.
They have to be a character that can play both sides. The beautiful thing about Mass Effect is these characters aren't two-dimensional. They could either be really nice, really unnice, or unnice, really mean or horrible, or they can be something in between. So you got to have a character that has the range to go wherever you want the story to go. Right, so I have a third choice that I'm not sure you would have seen this person before because she's in more TV shows than anything else. Her name is Minka Kelly. She was in TV show Titans. She's also in Friday Night Lights TV show, but she's also in Detroit Become Human.
I can actually see her doing it because her facial features kind of look like Ashley.
Kind of Ashley as well.
She's got an Ashley look to her, yeah.
I think she'd be good at either being really nice or being really snobby. But that would be the three choices I went with. So, out of those three choices, sir, have you got someone you want to nominate?
I was thinking Kobe Summers, but I like the girl you mentioned just before.
Minka Kelly?
Yeah, I think Minka Kelly would be great.
Minka Kelly, you want to go with her?
Yeah, because she's quite young and she actually looks like her.
Yeah. Well, she's not as young as you thought she'd be. She's in her 40s.
Oh, okay.
But she just looks young.
So she's done TV series a lot, yeah.
Yeah, she's really good. And she's got the Jensen Echols thing with her too. She'll be cheap. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. So far, we've got some pretty good names. We've got two more to go through. First one is Liara to Sony. I've got three names here, sir. I think I went first last time. Have you got a cast option for Liara?
Yeah, well, my first one can't really be used now because it was Katie Stackoff because I didn't think I can't end up using it.
She could play dual roles.
So I was going to go with her, but maybe I was thinking Hayley Atwell.
Hayley Atwell?
Yeah.
Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think she would be quite good.
Got that British accent as well.
Yeah. I think she'd be quite good.
It would be really good, actually. I like her.
Yeah.
I always like Hayley Atwell as obviously Captain Carter in the MCU. She was in an episode of Black Mirror as well, where like her husband dies and she gets this robotic program to like almost bring him back to life.
Yeah. And she can play a real sort of that commanding type of character as well and be very serious because Liara is kind of a serious sort of character, but then quite young and then sort of opens up a little bit further on.
Yeah, well, she's quite young, but she's like 1,000 years old because
But she's young for her.
Asaris,
yeah.
they're like elves almost, the space elves.
Oh, yeah, they pretty much are. Like, the good psychic connections to everything, yeah.
I like that choice. Speaking of Haleys, I went for a Haley as well. My first choice for Liara is Haley Steinfeld. I just like her in everything.
Yes, she's good.
I always like her in everything.
Yeah, she's great.
And she's got that really youthful energy. You look at her and like, yeah, you're doing bad, annoying, stupid things, but you know what? We love you for it.
Yeah, she's good.
I really liked her in Hawkeye. I thought she was the best part of Bumblebee, apart from obviously the big giant robots. I didn't know she had a singing career until I watched Bumblebee, and I was like, oh, she's not bad. And she's a damn good singer as well.
She's a good... I was like, oh, she always been a singer?
Yeah, she's very good. So, yeah, Haley Steinfeld was my first choice. So we've gone for Haley's for our first choices. Have you got a second choice or a third choice since you had Katie Sackhoff?
Yeah, so it was... My first choice was Katie Sackhoff, and then the second choice was Hayley Atwell, but yeah.
You've got no third?
No.
No, that's fine. My second choice was someone I've watched recently in a TV show, Reacher TV show. Her name is Willa Fitzgerald. She was like a sheriff's deputy in that. I thought she was just she had the authority to go up against Reacher, and she just kind of just felt like she could be someone who's kind of worldly but also so youthful. My second option was Willa Fitzgerald. She's got a very 1950s kind of name too. And my third choice was someone that kind of try and break the mold of what she's already been in, because otherwise she's going to get typecast. But this is also someone who's been involved in Star Wars before. So I thought it'd be a nice way to kind of be in something different, but also be in like a space saga. My third choice is Daisy Ridley. You wouldn't know her, and she's got the British accent. That's why I thought she'd...
Daisy Ridley would be good.
I'm thinking it's between Daisy Ridley or Hayley Atwell. I'd probably actually pick Hayley Atwell. As soon as you just said that, I was like, damn, I can see her as, I don't mean this in disrespect, because she's not a very, very young actress. She's someone like in the mid-40s. Yeah. She could bring that worldly kind of feel to her and that authority that you say in her voice, and she's just great. I like Hayley Atwell. I think it's a good choice.
Especially if, say, like the series goes on or whatever it goes on, she'll be a good character when she later on as well.
Yeah,
knowing how her story goes.
And I don't think she'll be bothered by the prosthetics or CGI.
CGI and all that's come a long way, and especially prosthetics. They pretty much have it so much easier. Yeah.
Our last character to cast is Erdnite Rex. Otherwise, pretty much known as
Rex
the Krogan.
Shepard.
My first choice for Rex in this is someone that you're like, oh yeah, and he's got such a voice that I love him. Whenever I hear him and things, I'm like, this guy's just perfect for Rex if I ever had him. My first choice is Ron Perlman. I just heard Rex, I'm like, man, Ron Perlman would play a good Rex. You just have that voice.
Yep. Shepard.
Do you have a...
John Cena.
Oh, okay, yeah, as Rex. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Peacemaker now himself.
Yeah, Peacemaker John Cena. Yeah, I think it'll be good for him.
But the problem is no one will be able to see him.
But that's why they got makeup.
The CGI.
Yeah, CGI, man. It'll just be like this mocap suit with nothing inside of it, just floating around like, oh, what's going on?
I will just make him look like a big giant monster. Must be hard in Peacemaker to have to add him into every scene.
Yeah.
Afterwards, it's expensive.
They just have to. It's like they have to colour on him.
It's expensive
to spray paint him. That Joker paint stuff that they did on the first Batman with Jack Nicholson.
Oh, seriously, John Cena's come a long way since his wrestling days.
Yeah, I think he's fantastic in Peacemaker.
I wouldn't mind seeing him more stuff as well.
Yeah, because Rex is he's a very stern, dry character, but he does have a sense of humour, which Cena's quite good at doing a dry, stern character, but with a sense of humour.
No, I can see that. And he'd probably have fun, creative voice, I think, for it too.
Shepard.
My second choice for Rex is someone who's got into voice acting recently, who's also a wrestler.
Yeah.
Going to be in the upcoming Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game. My second choice is Samoa Joe.
Oh my God.
Samoa Joe is my second choice as Rex. Again, I think his voice would be quite well suited.
Yes.
To the kind of character of Rex. And he's got that Jensen Echols added bonus of being cheaper.
Oh, Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Samoa Joe. Have you got a second choice, sir?
A wrestler again, Batista.
Oh, let's bring in all the wrestlers. Let's bring him in. Batista?
Batista.
He hasn't been in a sci-fi saga or movie before, has he?
No. I just think he would be quite good.
Yeah, he's good. He's good as Drax. And another one with X at the end of it.
Yeah, Rex.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I can see Batista doing it. And again, he fits that role nicely. I think for him, you have to change his voice up so you don't sound like too much like Drax.
Oh, yeah, you're just going to be a bit deeper.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, Batista. I like that. My third choice is someone who's not a wrestler.
Ah.
Someone that because he will be CGI'd and stuff, I think it'd be really funny because I think he could do a really good job of putting on a voice not knowing who he is. Yeah. My third choice is Hugh Jackman as Rex. I just think you wouldn't know who he is because he'd put on a voice.
That would be amazing. I can see him doing it too. He'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. It'll be funny.
Yeah, and people won't even know who I am.
I'll just recall it.
Yeah. And just like, once you hear it, but oh my God, who is that? I've heard that voice before, but I can't tell who it is. What I would add to this, though, I would have Hugh Jackman with his Australian accent. Just go full-blown Australian Rex.
Shepard.
Yeah, because that kind of works with the Krogan.
Yeah.
Shepard, mate.
Look here, Shepard.
Have you got someone you want to nominate, sir?
Old Thor himself.
Oh, you got a third choice. Sorry. I'm just skipping because I was like, my choices are done. Let's just move on.
Yeah, Thor himself. Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth as Rex, yes. I would actually think he'd be a pretty funny one. And it's an Australian actor too. We've got 2 Australian actors.
Yeah. So one of them can be Rex and one of them can be William Grunt. So you think they're Australian.
Krogans just have Australian accents. Like if they have a grandfather, they have an old Krogan, they have Russell Crowe.
Shepard.
No, it's I actually like that one as well. I think obviously Chris Hemsworth's great. He's Australian. So he fits the role for Rex. All right, from now on, we're only going to cast Australians as Rex. I would probably go Rex for Hugh Jackman for Rex just because he's older.
He's older, yeah, and Grunt's younger.
The other one's younger, Grunt, yeah.
You're just a young one.
And it'd be funny to have like them on a talk show and like saying, yeah, no, I play like a younger version of you.
Yeah. I could just see them sassing them. Plus they've both been in Marvel things, so yeah. No, I like that.
Hugh Jackman is Rex.
Huey Lewis. Yeah.
Right, so let's go through our list of people we've cast, shall we, for our Mass Effect TV show or movie, Gar-Rath. For Mr. Shepard, we have Matt Damon. Matt Damon's been cast. For Miss Shepard, we have Katie Sackhoff. When it comes to Garrus, we have cast Clive Owen. Tali, we've got Ana de Armas. For Caden, we have Sebastian Stan. That's a perfect role because we both picked him. And Ashley Williams, we've got Minka Kelly. Liara to Sony, we have Hayley Atwell. And for Erdnite Rex, we have Hugh Jackman, Wolverine himself.
Who would you have as Saren?
I was like trying to think who would have someone, because he'd have to be like almost manipulative. He would also still have the authority. I think he'd actually, one of the ones you said I would be interested in as Saren was Idris Elba.
Yeah, he would be.
I thought he'd be he's always a good villain.
Yeah, he would be good, eh?
And he would be like very much, you hear Clive Owen, he's got the English accent as well. If you almost have the Turians are English.
Well, the thing is, if you think about any sort of race in a thing, is always something to do with a different culture. So, like, dwarves have always been sort of symbolised as Scottish. And elves are usually like European or something like that. And then everyone else is English.
We reflected that in our casting. Like, almost every race has their own characteristics. And I think it's really cool.
Because you can sort of hear a certain accent in certain aliens. Like, Garrus is they've got like a robotic-y English voice.
Yeah, or Tali almost sounds like Turkish or something.
Yeah. It's got a real sort of,
just that real thick European kind of, maybe almost Romanian kind of accent.
Yeah, that's why as soon as you said Anna for her, I thought, oh, no, that's perfect. Yeah. And I can see her looking like her too. Talia's got a lot of passion and she's suffered a lot and she just wants her people to be safe, basically.
Right, so shall we go through our pitches now, Gar-Rath, for a Mass Effect TV show or movie? Would you like to go first or second?
Oh, I'll go first if you like.
Go first, cool. So first off, are you doing a TV show or movie?
I'm going to go with a TV show.
TV show?
Because I'm thinking along the lines of, like Star Trek and all those sorts of things. I mean, you got all the Star Trek ones, but I don't know if they're really that great. A lot of the new ones are sort of okay.
I like the movies, but they don't have enough chance to go into the characters more. TV shows are superior.
Yeah, I think a nice sort of TV series, another really good space one would be really good, where, they're going all over the show doing, you're going to have your odd episode that they're going to do like little funny things, or they're going to have a full-on mission, but in the end, there's always that overarch of the Reavers, again, in the background type thing, kind of like Lilac Wars that we did.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that kind of overarching thing as well. Mass Effect's perfect for that too, because there's always that overarching part to it. Because when I was playing it the first time, I was like, this is cool. It's like a space thing, and you're trying to figure things out, and you think Saren's the big bad guy. Yeah. But he's not.
He's not. He's just been manipulated.
Yeah, he's just a stepping stone to a much larger problem.
Yeah, he is. That's what I like about it. Like, so you could do the whole series. First series is they're trying to get Saren. At the end of the series, he dies or something, whatever it is, that season or something. Mm-hmm. That's when you find out about everything else, and so you got to, not only you're fighting him, you got to fight the Get as well, and then after that you got to fight the Collectors and so on and so on.
So you wouldn't actually mention the Reapers until the very end?
Very end.
Okay.
There might be hints of them, like they've gone to some laboratory or something, and on one of the planets I look in the background, and on the wall there'll be an Easter egg of the picture of a Reaper or some...
Or just like, there's like evidence that they
evidence
exist.
there, but they don't really know what's going on because they're too busy trying to get Saren until near the end.
Would you show Sovereign though? And it's,
yes.
Maybe think it's a ship.
Yeah, in the end, yes.
Only the end, you wouldn't have it right through the whole thing going...
Yeah, okay, yeah. I can see you could have him because they don't really know he's an actually sentient being until like near the end when Saren dies, and then you hear Sovereign say something to you like, oh, hang on a minute, what?
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see it. Like, you've seen it right through, but then the twist at the end is that ship's alive. If you just didn't see the ship at all until the end, you're going to go, oh, it's added on. It's almost like the Emperor in episode 9 showing back up.
Yeah, you could have like Ron Perlman do Sovereign's voice.
Benedict Cumberbatch, he likes to do voices like that.
Oh, he would be great, wouldn't he?
Yeah, as Sovereign.
Think you have to stop me.
Yeah, I like the fact that he would be almost like in every episode, but you wouldn't know who he actually is.
Because if you look at a lot of TV series, especially sci-fi ones, you don't know about the main bad guy. Even in the Marvel movies, like Thanos was like there, but you didn't know about him until a little bit later on. He's like, oh, so this is the main problem of everything. And he's just got his little pawns that he's manipulating and all that to try and get his end game, which is the same thing with the Reavers.
End game, eh? I like the fact that you don't get all the questions answered. There's some movies that go, if we just leave something open-ended, then people will question it forever. But there's a difference between that and a difference between setting up interesting plot points that you could answer later on.
Some people, well, majority of people want an answer. Yeah. They want to know because they've invested themselves into the show. I know it's some people are like, oh no, we're just going to leave it to you to come up with your own decision of what happened, but then that can cause issues.
Yeah, I'm one of the ones that didn't like the ending of The Sopranos, where they shot him in mid-scene that ended.
It's just like, did he die or not? It's just annoying, and now you're never going to know because the actor passed away, so they can't do anything to follow it up, so...
Well, Stargate Universe, people tell me I should start watching it, but because it ends on a cliffhanger, I've refused to watch it. I love SG-1, and I have watched two or three seasons of Atlantis, but I've never watched Universe because it finished before I was interested in watching it. Yeah. And people, like, shout out to Dan, said that it's not... You shouldn't watch it because there's so many questions. It starts to get really interesting, and as soon as it gets really interesting, they cancel it.
Welcome to 80s cartoons. I tell you what, so many 18 cat live. I went back, Jason the Wheeled Warriors. This is a cartoon. I think it was late 80s, early 90s it came out.
I remember back when.
Yep. Way back when was in there. And I went on the internet. I thought, I wonder how at the end did he end up finding his father? No, they just cancelled it. Yeah. It's just a normal episode. I think he went to some planet, helped out some fellow, and then that was it. Yeah. I was like, and it's just annoying.
Oh yeah, we're not going to give you a chance to finish. We're just going to cancel you. It's almost like it's got to be written into the contract somehow that if you are going to get cancelled, then you get notified like 3 or 4 episodes in advance, or you get a movie to actually end it.
Exactly, because it's just like, what's the point?
Otherwise, you just don't get to end it. Yeah. So anyway, you pitch.
Yeah. TV.
How many episodes?
I'm going to go with 10.
10 episodes.
Yep. See how we go.
Hour-long episodes, half hour long?
Hour long. It's going to be live action.
10's good too because it tells the story without kind of bogging down the actors too much.
They get a chance, okay, so we're just doing two new episodes, boom, 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 and then these actors can go off and do whatever else they need to do. Okay, you got 10 episodes, and then you could go, okay, we're going to do this and this, and then if we get cancelled, then...
Yeah, at least you finish off the story.
We finish off that storyline.
So is your Shepard's brother, sister, husband, wife, strangers?
I would like to see husband-wife. Yeah, because siblings can usually be a pain in the ass. Because if you think about it, siblings are Mass Effect Andromeda.
They are. I liked Andromeda.
I liked Andromeda too. Shout out to all your haters.
Shout out to Dan.
He's never played it, but shout out to Dan. He's going to hate
You're
it.
going to listen to this and go, oh my God, why am I getting shouted out? So do you have any particular things happening in any of the episodes?
So they're going to go to all the different planets, because in Mass Effect you're sort of trying to sort out diplomatic stuff while going after what's his name? Yeah, Saren. But they're still going after him, but they'll be going on planets about to help to deal with the Get that are raiding planets and trying to figure out what is he actually up to. So kind of like, you know how Star Trek, they would go down to a planet, but sometimes it was mainly boring. This one will be a little bit more action-packed. Some episodes that are not so action-packed. Bit of a mixture, because if it's all action-packed, you're just going to get worn out. The actors are going to get worn out.
And it's not Mass Effect. Mass Effect is more than that.
It's more of a story. You're getting to know people, and like, you know, you're going to have Shepard because Shepard's got a background where he survived a war or something.
Depending on which one you pick.
Yeah.
There's one where he's a war hero.
Yeah.
There's one where he was abandoned as a kid. Yeah. And I think he had to like scrape everything he wanted.
Which you could do with, since you got two, like one of them is a war hero. And I think it would be cool to have the female as the war hero, and he's been abandoned or something, the male, because it's always the male's a war hero. It'd be so unexpected. Something to go like that, and I heard you survived such and such battle. Oh, yeah, no, it was horrible, you know. And it gives them a backstory, and also you had Caden's got a backstory. They've all got backstories. Yeah. And you've got Rex, his race is suffering from the genophage. You go to his planet and see how much suffering it is, and all that. And also there's...
Rather than just be a story, you actually see it.
Yeah. Also come across the Rakai, the Raki, the bug characters, the Rakshi.
The Rachnic?
The Raki. Oh,
the Rachnid, I think it is.
The Rachnid.
Yeah, that's what I am. The big bugs.
Yeah, you come across them because they also talk about those guys a lot. So that would be an interesting one. So you come across them.
It's interesting they come back in the third one. I like that.
Yeah.
Like you make a choice in the first one, and that decision actually affects the ending, which is really great. Cool.
So yeah, I think an hour long, 10 episodes live in TV would be really good. And also it depends on who picks it up. If it's Disney, it's going to be, say, if it's like a Disney, it's one episode a week. If it's Netflix, it's usually the whole lot. All in one shabam.
Yeah, I don't know which way is better. Like, I think it just depends on what you're in. I prefer actually, if I was going to make a show, like as I'm going to possibly make a TV show or movie, is I would make an episode week to week. Because the thing about having it as a complete thing, it's great to sit down and binge it. Yeah. But then you talk about it for like 2 or 3 weeks and it's gone.
Yeah, then it's what's next. Because now I'm like, I've watched all The Witcher, and now I'm like waiting for the next.
And you're going to wait 2 years for the next one. Rather, week to week, it spaces out the conversation, so every week you talk about that particular episode, and then you space it out, and all of a sudden you're talking about the same show for 3 months rather than 2 weeks.
And the one thing is, there's another character in this whole series that's not realistically a character with a persona, and it's the Normandy. Because the amount of times they're talking about the Normandy and all this stuff about it, it's almost like it's a character in its own.
Like the Enterprise.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
It's an icon almost.
Yeah, so they've got to get that right too. And the Citadel is another sort of thing. So there should be a lot of episodes. Hopefully these episodes on the Citadel, and like the first couple of episodes is maybe Shepard becoming a Spectre.
Speaking of Normandy, the reason why I didn't cast or put up the options for Joker is because I just put Seth Green in there straight away.
Yeah, well, he might as well do it, yeah.
He was so good.
He might as well do it.
Yeah, so have him as Joker. And the guy who plays the captain, yeah, I'd keep him as the same guy as well. Keith David.
And if this TV series does really well, then you can do an Andromeda.
Well, I'd probably make a different series because Andromeda's got too much baggage.
Too much hate on it.
Too much baggage. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's cool. So, yeah, that's your pitch.
That's my Revel, yep.
Yeah, it's some good ideas. I like the fact that you say you change it so that the Reapers aren't until the end. I was like, okay, I can see that. Right, so we're back now. Sorry, because we just turned it off because someone was mowing their lawns and I was having an old man yell at them.
Goddamn kids mowing their lawn and every day.
For my pitch here, Gar-Rath, I am also doing a TV show, live action, 10 episodes. That's why I was like, we did 10 episodes. That's interesting because it's the same as mine. Mass Effect will be an episodic TV show based around a brother and a sister, known as the Shepards. Both characters will be known as Shepard, never knowing their first names. Taking the idea of the twins from Mass Effect Andromeda, I know, how dare me, that's what I put here, I know, how dare me. This was the only way I could find to tell the story of Shepard without someone saying Shepard should be a man or a woman or non-binary.
That's the only way I could see it working, is having both a male and a female. Yeah. That's the only way you could do it, because people are going to argue, oh, but a female. And it's like, yeah.
But still keep the spirit of the game, because because you choose your first name, no one ever calls you by it.
Yeah, it's always Shepard.
So even though there's two of them, they're still going to be called Shepard. So my first episode is called Episode 1, Eden Prime. Episode will start with Mr. Shepard on a mission with Saren. They are both on a planet that is suffering from earthquakes, as the core is unstable. Shepard and Saren will come to a group of people. Some of them point guns at them, not knowing who they are. Mr. Shepard will spend time trying to talk down the armed people, convincing them they are here to help, so using his charm like you do in the games a lot. Saren keeps telling Shepard that they haven't got time for this. It's a very Saren move.
Yeah, we haven't got time for this.
The group will eventually put their guns down, but as they do, Saren shoots down the people in cold blood, and then tells Mr. Shepard they have a mission to complete. They will plant a device in the ground that starts to travel to the core, stabilizing the planet. So Shepard, you killed those people. And Saren's like, we didn't have time, and these planet resources were much too valuable to lose to a few senseless people. Cut to Mr. Shepard talking to Miss Shepard about what happened. Miss Shepard tells Mr. Shepard not to go to the council, as he doesn't have any evidence that Saren did anything wrong, and accusing a Spectre of murder is a serious charge. So this is what I'm going to have. I'm going to have it where he goes to the council about a murder but has no evidence. Because I'm going to have Miss Shepard is going to be the one that's more smart and more legal. She's someone that realizes that if you go and start spouting stories, and they're just going to shoot you down.
Well, the thing is, she could be like an officer.
Almost a lawyer, like.
Yeah, an officer on the Citadel.
Yeah.
She can fight.
Yeah.
But she's sort of more diplomatic.
Yeah, and that's what I've gone for, actually. I've gone for Mr. Shepard's more the physical kind of soldier.
Yeah.
And she's more the technician /
scientist-y type bit. Yeah. So like there might
decision maker.
Yeah, so there might be I can see her also figuring out about the Reavers, and she knows really good at science, and she can study stuff, and
almost like a detective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Figuring out. Yeah, I like that too. It brings strength and stuff to each of them.
Yeah, but she could kick someone's ass if she needs to.
If she had to, yeah. She can still handle herself.
Yeah,
Mr. Shepard goes against Miss Shepard's advice and informs the council. But to his horror, Saren has accused Mr. Shepard of the same charge.
Oh.
Since no one has any evidence of the crime except for their own words, the council choose the word of a Spectre. Mr. Shepard is dishonorably discharged by the Alliance military. Miss Shepard can only watch as her brother is shamefully released of service. Yeah. Then it cuts to 1 year later.
1 year later. Ding, 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 ding.
Miss Shepard is the commander on the Normandy, under the command of Captain David Anderson. Anderson tells Miss Shepard that they have to go and investigate Eden Prime, a Spectre named Nihilus Kryak. He is officially there to test the Normandy's stealth capabilities. Unfortunately, he is there also to check out a Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. Shepard and Kryak sneak into Eden Prime, trying to sneak in undetected. They find a soldier who has been shot by little flying robots. Shepard and Kryak help her out. This is where you meet Ashley. She joins them on their mission into Eden Prime settlement. As they investigate the settlement, they find it abandoned. As they make their way towards the Prothean beacon, they come across Saren. Kryak asks Saren why he's there. Miss Shepard, knowing who Saren is and knows what her brother told her, starts a video recording system in her suit. As Kryak turns his back on Saren, Saren stabs him in the back. A bunch of creepy-looking soldiers known as the Geth show up. Saren orders them to kill Shepard and Ashley. Miss Shepard heads back to the settlement for cover and try to contact Normandy, but can't, as communications are jammed. Shepard uses her smarts and manages to activate some worker robots and machines in the settlement to attack and distract. So again, she's using their smarts. Yeah. Shepard and Ashley then sneak their way back to the Prothean beacon, realizing that it has been activated. That is the reason the communications are jammed. Shepard approaches the beacon, then goes into some sort of trance and is lifted into the air. A bunch of distorted images go through Miss Shepard's head. End of episode. This will be like a real kind of like hour and a half long one too. It's going to be a longer episode because it's the opening. Almost a movie length episode. Episode 2, Human Spectres. Episode opens up with Miss Shepard trying to figure out the images from the beacon before waking up in the med bay of the Normandy. Captain Anderson asks Shepard what happened. Shepard says how Saren killed Kryak, tried to kill her and Ashley. Apparently once Shepard got lifted up, the beacon stopped. Once the beacon had lost power, Ashley was able to contact the Normandy. Shepard tells the captain she wants to report to the council about Saren. Anderson reminds Miss Shepard about what happened to her brother and recommends returning to the Citadel to get more info on Saren first. Normandy returns to the Citadel. Shepard talks to human ambassador Donald Udina. He says how Dax Shepard's going to play him, remember? He says how Shepard should keep her mouth shut as the council doesn't trust humans much, as humans are a new race to the Alliance in comparison to other races. Shepard investigates through the Citadel, visiting underground nightclubs, solving disputes, and finding new allies. This is where Shepard will meet the likes of Tali, Garrus, and Rex. The episode will end with Miss Shepard explaining her case to the Council, given the recording of Eden Prime and witness accounts of Saren's actions over the years from reliable sources. The Council will then very reluctantly give Shepard the rank of Spectre, so she can track down Saren and investigate why he was on Eden Prime and understand the importance of the beacons. Miss Shepard says, "I will accept the rank of Spectre on one condition." And the Council go, "What is that?" "My brother is granted the rank of Spectre too, and is reinstated to the Alliance on a mission with her." Captain Anderson gives Shepard the command of the Normandy to Eugena's irate attitude. Cut to a door opening. It's Mr. Shepard. His sister tells him to get ready. She says, "We've got to go get Saren." End of episode.
Now, all these series, the main music has to be Virgil. That's the name of the main theme on the first game, is Virgil. Yeah, okay, it has to be Virgil.
Yeah, it's got to be it. It'll start every episode that way. Over the next 4 episodes, there'll be episodes where the Shepards split up and go on separate side stories, so you get to know the crew members better. You'll find out things like Ashley's dislike of non-human races, as well as you'll help Garrus investigate a C-set crime that is personal to him, like a police detective story. You'll also have a mission with Rex to help him get back his father's armor, all while finding out about the Krogan genophage. There'll also be an episode where you go and meet while rescuing Liara to Sony. You'll also come across Saren now and then and his ship, Sovereign. I skipped to episode 7 now, Vermire. The Normandy lands on a planet called Vermire, where they believe Saren has a base. The Shepards, Rex, Ashley and Caden take a Mako and explore the planet. They knock down some armoured gates and turrets. They eventually arrive at a beach where there's an army of Solarians, the race responsible for creating the genophage. The Solarian captain talks to the Shepards about the crew and how Saren has a secret base that has a cure for the Krogan genophage. Saren wants to breed a Krogan army. The Solarian captain explains they must destroy the base and the cure. Rex is obviously upset by this and points a gun at the Solarian captain. The Shepards tell Rex to stand down. After a brief period of tension, Rex starts to listen to Miss Shepard. So that side story thing where you get the trust for it. Miss Shepard says, "We'll find a cure, Rex, for the genophage, but we can't let Saren breed a Krogan army."
He'll die if you don't get the armor.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
Yeah. And that's when Ashley just goes, "Bleh!"
Well, the thing is, this is the heartbreaking thing for my one. Rex puts down his gun, only for Ashley to blast a hole through him. And then it's got Mr. Shepard saying, "Williams, put your weapon down." And Ashley's like, "He was going to fire, sir." Mr. Shepard says, "Williams, weapon down, now." Ashley goes, "I swear he was going to shoot." Rex is dead. So I'm killing Rex. That's one. Hugh Jackman, you're out of this already, buddy. Mr. Shepard calls in Garrus. The Shepards, Garrus and Caden are going to sneak into Saren's base from a back entrance, while the Solarian captain Ashley and Tali are going to create a distraction to divert the base's forces from the other team. Ashley wants to go with the Shepards, but she must learn to follow orders. As the Shepards and the team make their way through the base, they come across this massive communication platform. Saren's ship Sovereign appears and starts to talk. How can a ship talk? Well, when it's not a ship. Sovereign is a Reaper. Reapers are highly advanced synthetic organic starships. Reapers reside in dark space. They hibernate there for about 50,000 years before returning to destroy all organic life.
The Great Harvest.
The Great Harvest. The Shepards find the true enemy. The team then head to a structure point up towards the top of the base and plant a bomb. Saren appears, now half organic, half machine. Mr. Shepard says how they need to escape, but Miss Shepard reminds him they need to set off the bomb. Mr. Shepard uses a remote trigger for the bomb, but nothing happens. Someone has to manually stay behind to trigger the bomb. Mr. Shepard says how he will stay and for everyone else to escape, but then Ashley starts to sprint towards the bomb. While under fire, the Shepards watch on, as Ashley yells at them to get out of here. The Normandy then appears. The crew get on board while Ashley sets off the bomb. End of episode. It's her evil turn / her redemption story, all in one episode. Yeah. Episode 8, Reflection. The crew of the Normandy are interrogated back at the Citadel for what happened on Vermire. The loss of Rex and Ashley and the appearance of so-called Reapers. It'd be like interrogation scenes. Yeah. Where they get interrogated. The Council don't believe that this Reaper threat is real. The Shepards find out there is a possible backdoor into the Citadel that no one seems to know about. Apparently Saren and the Reapers do though. The backdoor can be accessed on a planet called Ilios. The Shepards demand to be allowed to investigate, but the Council ground the Normandy due to the ongoing investigation of Vermire. The Shepards meet up with Anderson in the bar and explain how they're going to be grounded. while the threat only gets bigger. Anderson agrees and helps the Normandy escape the Citadel. This would be kind of like an Oceans-type heist scheme.
Yeah.
I like that. It'd be like an Ocean Star. The episode will end with the Normandy flying out towards Ilios. End of episode.
As long as Garrus is in a blue suede suit, I'll be happy.
Have him in like just a completely ridiculous like mechanic's uniform. I'm the new mechanic.
I'm the new mechanic. Aren't you Garrus? No.
Someone call a doctor, like Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11. Someone call a doctor. Episode 9, The Protheans. The Normandy arrive on Ilios, but realise that Saren and the Reapers are already there. The Shepards and the main crew, Garrus, Tully, Caden, etc., investigate some nearby ruins and finding scout Geth soldiers. The crew quietly take out the Geth and investigate the ruins. Miss Shepard figures out a way into the secret room. The secret room has an access switch that opened a massive gate that seems to lead them down a long, narrow corridor. Crew drive the Mako down this long alleyway, but are blocked by an energy wall which forces the Shepards to look around and find another secret room. In this room is a device that housed the knowledge of the Protheans. The device tells the late history of what happened to them, how the Protheans tried to hide and escape the Reapers, but the longer they waited, the more energy they used, which meant that life support pods were shut down one by one to preserve energy. The Protheans died out, but their knowledge was kept so that the next civilization could have a chance to defeat the Reapers. The Protheans also informed the Shepards that the Citadel is a massive mass relay that opens up the gateway to dark space. Pretty much gives the Reapers instant access to the heart of the galaxy. With this information, the Shepards and the team get back to the Mako. The energy wall goes down, so the Mako speeds on. They come across Saren and Sovereign using the back door into the Citadel. Under intense fire, the Mako races into a portal and makes its way onto the now half-destroyed Citadel. End of episode. Episode 10. This isn't a game. The Shepards and the team fight their way along the Citadel. Some scenes will involve gravity boots and open space warfare like they do in the game. The team gets separated in the battles, leading the Shepards chasing Saren on their own. Saren locks himself and Sovereign in the chamber room, giving Sovereign time to hack the Citadel systems. The Shepards manage to squeeze in just before Saren could fully close the doors. The Shepards then have an all-in-all battle with Saren that almost kills them, but they kill Saren, stabbing him through the chest. But then, Saren comes back to life. As the mechanics in his body activate and shed his organic parts, the Shepards fight him again, but not without sacrifice. After Saren dies a second time, Mr. Shepard collapses. Miss Shepard goes over to him, finding that he has been stabbed during the process. Mr. Shepard dies. During the battle with Saren, the Shepards manage to blow a hole into the chamber room, which exposes Sovereign to attack from Citadel airships. Miss Shepard and the team reunite and make their way to the Normandy, which has just made its way through the backdoor portal. The Normandy sees the attack on Sovereign, but the damage being done doesn't seem to be enough, as Sovereign continues to open the portal into dark space. Normandy also sees the Council ship under attack from Geth forces. The Normandy has a choice: go and attack Sovereign straight away, or save the Council. Miss Shepard orders the Normandy to rescue the Council, then goes after Sovereign. The hole to dark space is now big enough that some of the Reapers start coming through. The Citadel air fleet seems to be dwindling down by the second. Shepard needs to think fast. Shepard orders all ships to stop shooting at Sovereign, but to take out the giant Citadel node that the Sovereign is attached to. As the ships shoot the node, it blows up, causing massive internal damage to Sovereign, and closing the portal to deep space. The remaining ships all concentrate fire on Sovereign until it crashes down below. The remaining Reaper ships are smaller than Sovereign and are no match for the full force of the Alliance military. Cut to 3 days later, the Council was meeting with Shepard, Captain Anderson, and Ambassador Udina. The Council say how sorry they were about Mr. Shepard and how he was a great hero. Redemption story for him getting shamefully removed. The Council offer humans a seat on the Council. They ask Shepard who should it be. Miss Shepard says that Captain David Anderson should be human Council member.
Yeah.
The Council agrees. Udina looks upset by this.
Ah.
The universe is safe. For now. The credits roll, but after the credits there is a scene. It shows the Council chambers on the Citadel. It has been blocked off due to this intense damage sustained in the Reaper attack. You see some masked men loading Mr. Shepard into some sort of glass computer coffin. Masked soldier says, "Sir, we've got him. Transporting him to the Cerberus lab now. The Lazarus Project is a go." End of pitch. This one, Mr. Shepard dies in the ending of the Citadel, making it more prominent death. So then when he pops back up, it's going to be like him versus Miss Shepard in the season 2.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, so that is end of pitch, sir. I went more of a story-based one, as you can see there. Once I started writing it down. I was like, I got to do this episode for episode because I was enjoying every moment of doing it. Yeah. But yeah, for mine, it's just going to be, it's pretty much the game, which my ones always are.
The game is good. Yeah. It's good enough. The script to it is good enough to be a movie. Yeah. Or show.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, the only thing you got to make is decide which choices you're going to go with, pretty much. And I thought killing Rex off would be more of an impact rather than him just putting his gun down, because in the game, yeah, you've earned it because you're the side mission. But in the show, it would feel kind of unearned if no one died. Yeah. So having Ashley die, have Rex die, and even have Mr. Shepard die, there's consequences to what they're doing. And so therefore, when you get to the next seasons, no one's safe.
Yeah, well, this is the thing with a lot of series is a lot of people die.
If you like what you hear or have a question for the show, who knows, it might be about Mass Effect. Well, you can by going to the Nobody Does It Bennett Facebook page. You can also hit us up on the Twitter at NobodyDIBennett. Or you can email us at nobodydoesitbennett@outlook.com. That's a Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's. If you're looking for the show, you can find it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or by going to the website nobodydoesitbennett.buzzsprout.com. He's not a transformer, he's a website. Do you have any final thoughts, Gar-Rath, about Mass Effect or our pitches?
I think it's great. Well, no, great. The game's not great. The game's amazing. And I think it would be an amazing TV series. I would sit down and eat some popcorn and watch it.
Yeah, I think it's built to be more a TV show. I think a movie, it wouldn't get the full effect.
It wouldn't be a Mass Effect. It would just be effect.
You'd have to really just knock down the story so it's just a narrow mission line. There's like the main missions only. You couldn't do any side missions. You wouldn't get to know the characters. Yeah. It just would feel like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it would. Oh, so you're joining me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, oh, my name's Garrus. Cool. Let's go and kill Sarah. Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, he killed my buddy.
Rather than this, my one, you have like an investigation, like a murder mystery where they go around investigating, like a procedural show. And that's how you get to know Garrus.
It was always like a buddy cop type thing with those two.
For me, he has the most like avoidable death in the second one if you don't do his missions. And like you say before, I did a playthrough as Toolbag Shepard. I called him Toolbag Shepard because I did none of the side missions, did all the bad choices. So I wanted to see if I could get every single crew member on my main mission at the end killed. One of them didn't die. Like, even though I didn't do any upgrades to my ship or anything, I thought everyone would die. Jack somehow didn't die in the ship like she did. The first time I played it, because I even had upgrades when she died the first time. She didn't die the second time. But everyone else died. Had to the point where you show the coffins at the end. It had to pan because I had so many coffins. But Garrus, his way of dying in that, it's like, Garrus, look outside to see if the bad guys are gone. Puts his head out, gets sniped in the head and dies. And you just went, oh well. Because your character doesn't care. I was like, whoa, so dumb. I've got here, for me, Mass Effect has the potential to be a blockbuster franchise. Whether it be a TV show or movie, if done right. With so many moments and set pieces to choose from, it could be amazing. Thank you, Gar-Rath, for joining me for the show this week. It's been fun going through Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm. It's been good, yep.
Has it massively affected your week?
No.
And thank you for listening. Remember, some others may do it better, but nobody does it, Bennett. Take care.
It's the end of the show. And now it's time to go. Don't be sad, just be glad. Then nobody does it, Bennett.